Hey guys, just wanted to hop on the mic real quick and explain some of the trades I've taken this past week. I had a technical issue last week. Actually, I had to get a new laptop, so that's why I couldn't record any of my trades. But I'm just going to go over some of the trades I took, not all of them, but just some of the trades I took within the past week, including one that I should have taken today. I was just not at my computer for it. But the preparation was 100% accurate and correct, which was awesome. And yeah, let's just go ahead and dive right in. All right, so on Monday, August 9th, we had Roblox here, and the key level play was 82.5. I was looking for a break of 82.5. So if we just look at the higher time frame analysis real quick, up until this date, we could see that, now looking back on it, I maybe wouldn't have taken this, but at the same time, I saw that, we were kind of breaking out of this trend line. So it was some reason we had a higher low, higher low, and we were creating demand. So obviously I like to see, or I like to play names that are in completely like uptrends instead of like this noise over here. But that's okay. So the 82.5 key level was in play this day, and I saw that we were creating daily demand, and we had relative strength compared to the market that day as well. The one concerning factor was that we had four straight green candles. The VVM wasn't huge at the time, as you can see, 955. I entered right here at around 958, and I got out at 10, which was beautiful. So the first thing that I did was I saw that we were approaching this key level, and I took it, I think, as soon as it broke, oops, I gotta go. As soon as we broke the 82.5 key level is when I took it, and then I sold literally like a minute and a half later. That was my target, the next key level, which was 83.4. So if I was playing with more than one contract, I obviously would have capitalized on this, and contracts actually went up to over 100% from here to here. And that's just because retail was chasing here, so every contract was being fed into by institutions. So that's why the premium spike happened. We had a premium spike here, and it was a decent-sized winner. And the rocket ship technique happened right at 958, which was exactly what I wanted to see. I wanted to see us break, retest this level, and come back with buyers sort of buying us back up. And we got this push literally a minute and a half later, and right to the penny, actually. Hit the target, and it was great. Would have liked this to see, push right past it. But if I was playing two contracts, I would have held one, with a stop below this 82.5 level, or at least below where I, break even at least, and then held for the 84 push, as well as the 85 push. That would have been the final targets, or even the half numbers too. So that was Roblox. Let's look at Neo, which was a loser that I had, which I forget when I took. It was last week. Yeah, on Friday. It was a loser. And it could have been avoided. And the number one reason why it could have been avoided was because look at Neo. It's literally just been in going sideways overall. We had this, this massive trend line. As you can see, it gapped down pretty bad today. But we had this trend line. We had a higher low here. So it looked like things were curling back up. And we were at very important demand. So if we were going to, reverse to the upside, this is the exact area where buyers would have looked to get long. And we didn't get that, unfortunately. And again, going forward, I'm only going to want to play stocks that have been in a constant uptrend. So this is a pivot high that, I would, or even here, above 47 would have given me confirmation that buyers were stepping in. It was clear that buyers couldn't even get past the 47 key level and making higher lows. So it's just all about paying attention to the higher time frame. Sure, this demand could have worked out. It easily could have worked out, but I'm glad it didn't. And you're probably saying, well, why are you glad it didn't? Well, it's because I learned this lesson. I learned this lesson of really picking quality setups. Sure, it was a mediocre setup just because the overall time frame wasn't the strongest. If it was completely an uptrend, I would have said, sure, this is a great setup to take, but it wasn't. And I looked to play this out of demand here, and I got long, and I exited right on the same candle, the 5-minute candle. So I'll just break it down on a 1-minute chart. So I got long right at 9:55 and I stopped out. literally 30 seconds later, I wanted to see us consolidate above VWAP and then break above with volume, which is what we got. At the time we were, it was green improving, and then I stopped out, and yeah, it was not great. Maybe my stop was a little bit too conservative, but at the same time, I thought it was a very good managed trade, even though I took quite a bit of a hit. Literally, it moved 20 cents, and I lost probably like 20% on the contract, which was kind of nuts. And I played next week's contracts. I really don't understand why. The Greeks kind of went against me pretty badly on this trade, but they do sometimes. I was targeting high a day with a stop below here. So risk was extremely tight for a huge reward. Just imagine if this went in my favor, it would have been at least easily 100, 200% gain. And that's just because the premiums were insanely saturated and insanely spiked on this day, just because retail was paying attention and institutions love to toy with the market. So it was a loser, but not life-changing. Then the next trade I took was on AMD, which was a beautiful trade. If you can see that AMD has been, in this nice uptrend. We sold off a little bit. We were finding some support down by this 105 area. So I said, all right, we're finding some support here for a couple of days. If we can break above this, I think it was the 109 area, 108 point, yeah, I think it was a 109 area. And that was my key level, something around there. I forget exactly what it was. But yeah, it was gaining some nice VVM. We were kind of, toying around at demand. We couldn't really go higher, we couldn't really go lower. So I said, all right, if we could get some VVM, it was great. And the best part about this trade was, notice that I took that NEO trade right around 10 o'clock here, 10:05-ish, or 9:55. And I could have easily just said, oh my goodness, this sucks. I'm never trading again. That was terrible. I'm closing my computer, but I didn't, which I was super happy about. I said, all right, let me find the next best trade and make back my losses, and that's exactly what happened. It was a red to green day, or red to break even day at least. I ended up with like $1 profit. So red to green day, red to break even day, which was super, super great. As soon as I saw VVM, I was looking for a pullback to get in. And if we go down to a 1 minute time frame, we can see we kind of got that right here. We got this pullback, and immediately we were bought back up by buyers at this 108.7, 108.8 level. Broke above 109, and that's where I entered. I thought we were going to take off pretty quickly. This wick, it was weird. It wasn't a true wick just because it was like half a second. It was kind of weird. My screen kind of glitched out, and I just saw this wick appear, and I was like, what? I mean, either way, it was great because it worked in my favor, because this was a super, super nice confirmation sign that buyers were going to buy us back up and that I was going to hit my target at 110. That was the target, and the other target would have been this 30-minute supply if I was playing more than one contract. So that was a beautiful trade on my end. I was super happy with this trade. This is textbook. Obviously the better entry would have been here, but I bought back in and I came back up, and it was great. And then that was the trades on Friday. Today's trade, I had Apple at 149.81, and it would have worked out. Obviously, we had a V-shaped recovery today, but I would have played this on the break here. Everything was kind of dropping overnight, and just to show you an idea why I played that, you can see it's been clear resistance here at all-time highs. And if you see here, we had nice VVM. And the best thing about it is we had increasing volume towards this break. That's what I love to see. I would have scaled out probably at 150 or at the first sign of weakness, so probably here. And then maybe it would have been, a good, decent winner. Not obviously it wouldn't have been a huge winner, but a winner nonetheless. If we break it down on a 1 minute chart, let's see, first 5 minute, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So as soon as we broke this, or even actually maybe even here, would have taken here and then scaled out at the first sign of weakness. So not a huge trade, but it would have been a good trade if I took this. I did not take this trade. This would have been a good trade to take, in my opinion at least, but we did not take this trade. And I would have taken it probably as soon as we broke this 149.81 level. It's unknown if I would have exited right below here, but I should always be managing my trades on a 5 minute anyway. And I would have probably waited for a close below VWAP, so that's why I love VWAP, because we obviously bounced immediately. And if I did stop out right at this 937 candle, I would have taken it immediately again at this 938 candle, because that shows me that buyers are present. We had increasing volume, and it was great. Yeah, the final trade that I want to go over that I didn't take, and I probably wouldn't have taken, is Facebook on this 365 break. I've been watching this level for a while now, and we kind of failed out here, fizzled out a little bit. We broke here, so let's see, in a 1 minute at 936, we were kind of playing some games here. So yeah, not much to do here. Probably wouldn't have taken this trade, but it was just something I was noting. But Apple, I probably would have taken that trade either way. So yeah, those are the setups that I liked, and I took 3 of those except today. And thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate it.